Familiar, you're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello students, so welcome back to my YouTube channel again. So in the last video, I think we have discussed the concept of self-inductance, isn't it? So based on the concept of the induced EMF according to Faraday's law, so there will be an induced EMF in a coil or in a circuit when it is carrying certain current, isn't it? So based on that, so I think we have derived a simple expression that is called self-inductance of a circuit, or we can say for a coil also, isn't it? Now particularly, so what is the self-inductance of a solenoid? So what is solenoid? You know, it is a conductor, okay, consisting of certain turns, number of turns in it. That means it is like a spring type of device. So made by any conductor, okay. So let us consider, so because that kind of solenoid will have a constant self-inductance, and that self-inductance of the coil is a property, and it depends upon particularly its length, you know, and its area of cross section and number of turns present in the coil also, okay. So in order to calculate that self-inductance of a given solenoid, so we should know its length, its area of cross section, isn't it, and number of turns present in the coil also, okay. So what is the expression for that then, okay. So in this video, let us try to obtain the expression for that self-inductance of a coil, or we can say particularly solenoid, okay. So look at the board. So I think this is the video number part 3 for you, right, okay. So in this video, so let us try to obtain the expression for self-inductance of a solenoid, okay. So consider, as I told, a solenoid consisting of number of turns like this, okay, made by certain conductor, copper coil, okay, aluminum coil, you can take any good conductor coil here. So that is called actually solenoid. So now the current is passing through the coil is considered as I, okay, in a particular direction. So there is a current, that means the solenoid is carrying certain current I, okay. So how many turns you can just write now? Each turn like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. up to, let us say it is consisting of totally n number of turns in the solenoid, okay. Now at the center of the coil we have the axis. What is that axis is called, you know, axis of solenoid, axis of solenoid. So when the solenoid is carrying certain current, okay, what happens? So we know that a magnetic field produced, uniform magnetic field is produced at the center of the solenoid. So if we consider the solenoid in the air, okay, in the air medium, we can assume that uniform magnetic field produced, let us say P bar is the uniform magnetic field produced along the axis of the solenoid, okay, due to the flow of current in the solenoid. And also certain EMF is also produced in the coil. As you know, according to Faraday's law, some EMF is produced in the coil. So that back EMF, it is called back EMF, right? So that back EMF produced in the coil is against to the flow of current. So that is according to Lenz's law. You know that already, okay? So according to Lenz's law, so the back EMF always opposes the growth of the current. Okay, that means if the current is increasing from 0 to maximum, so during that growth of the current 0 to maximum, so there will be opposition to the flow of current by the induced EMF in the coil, correct. So these are all the concepts already we have discussed in the previous videos, okay. Now, so in this solenoid, what are the consideration? So we are considering a solenoid of length L, okay. So length of the solenoid, let it be small l, I have taken here a small l, let it be small l here also. So length of the solenoid, and so in this case, okay, we can assume that it is having the area of cross section like this, okay. So perpendicular to the direction of axis, we can assume the area of cross section. So A is the area of cross section of the solenoid, and total number of turns in the solenoid is capital N. And what is small n here, you know? So small n is number of turns per unit length. So how do you calculate that number of turns per unit length? If you know the total number of turns in the solenoid as capital N, and if you know the total length of the solenoid is L, so just take the ratio, okay. Total number of turns in solenoid by total length of the solenoid, okay. So capital N by small l. So that is, once again I will repeat, so total number of turns divided by total length, clear, that gives number of turns per unit length, that is small n here, clear, okay. Then what is I? The current passing through the solenoid. Clear? Okay. Now as I told, the magnetic field produced along the solenoid, along the axis of the solenoid is B bar. So what is the expression for B bar? On what factor that magnetic field depends, you know? It depends basically on the strength of the current passing through the solenoid. Okay, you have to consider the strength of the current and also number of turns per unit length. Okay, so let's consider the equation for that. So the magnetic field produced along the axis of the solenoid, is given by B is equal to mu naught into N into I. Right? So B is directly proportional to strength of the current and it also directly proportional to number of turns per unit length. Okay, what is this mu naught? Mu naught is permeability of free space, because you are considering the coil in the air medium or in the vacuum also, so that you can consider medium is only air medium, so that's why the permeability of free space can be multiplied here as mu naught. Okay, suppose if it is so if the center of the solenoid is consisting of some kind of material, okay, so then what is the strength of, what is the permeability? So that is called permeability of the medium, or we call it as relative permeability. So in that case you have to multiply it by mu r, that is called relative permeability. Okay, so that we can generalize it later. Okay, at the beginning now you just consider for free space B is given by mu naught into Ni only. So equation 1. Then so what is the magnetic flux? So if B is the magnetic field produced along solenoid, then what is the magnetic flux through each turn? So first you consider for each turn. Okay, that is given by phi B is equal to B into A. So each term is, you have to consider this area of cross section A, isn't it? So magnetic field is B multiplied to that area of cross section of each term. It is like a ring, you know, one turn looks like a ring for you. So area of cross section of that ring is A now. Okay, B into A. So what is the total magnetic flux then? So linked with the coil. So you have to multiply by total number of turns, isn't it, to this above equation. So total magnetic flux linked with all the turns N is given by now just N into phi B. Okay, phi B is the magnetic flux for each turn, multiplied by N gives total magnetic flux linked with all the turns in the solenoid. Okay, N into phi B. Then comparing these two equations 1 and 2. Okay, so that you can substitute now here B. So you will get equation for N into phi B is equal to, okay, N into phi B is equal to, so phi B is equal to how much? B into A, substituted already here. Okay, further you can substitute B also from equation 1. Okay, so what is that? Mu naught into Ni, substitute here, mu naught N into I. Okay, into Na is there as it is. Clear? So you'll get the equation 4 for N into phi B is equal to mu naught Ni N into A. Okay, then you consider the flow of current in the coil with respect to time. So then we can assume that what is the rate of flow of current. Okay, because depending upon that rate of flow of current only you can calculate the induced EMF in the coil according to Faraday's law, correct? So when the current in the solenoid changes at the rate of di by dt, okay, rate of change of current is di by dt, then according to Faraday's law, the induced EMF in the coil is given by E is equal to, okay, that what is small e here? Induced EMF. So minus L into di by dt. Okay, the basic equation according to Faraday's law to calculate the induced EMF is E is equal to minus L into di by dt. Clear? Okay, and for n number of turns in a solenoid you can write the same equation as minus d by dt into N phi B. So that we can say induced EMF also depends upon total number of turns and magnetic flux induced with the each turn. So that is N into phi B. So d by dt of N phi. Okay, for coil of, can write here, for a coil of N number of turns. I think we have discussed this part in the previous video also, right? Okay, so if you cancel this negative sign on both sides, you will get an equation like N L into di by dt is equal to d by dt into N phi B, right? So let it be equation 5. Okay, so look at the equation 5. So it is a differentiation of N phi B. So where is that N phi B? So we have that N phi B in equation 4, right? So to get that differentiation of N phi B, what we have to do? you have to differentiate the equation 4, right? So differentiating equation 4 with respect to time t. So d by dt of n phi b is equal to, so now write down the equation for n phi b. What is that n phi b equation? So mu naught ni, okay, so n into a. So here in the entire equation variable is current, okay. So you consider mu naught small n capital N a outside this bracket, okay. Apply the differentiation with respect to time only for the current present in the equation 4. So that is why di by dt I will write at the end, okay. So that is the equation 6, right? So now you can compare these equations 5 and 6, okay, so that you can proceed for further expression for L. So by comparing equations 5 and 6, you know, so we will get the comparison like this. L into di by dt at the left hand side of equation 5 is equated to mu naught n a into di by dt, okay, in equation 6. So because the common factor is there here, di by dt, on both sides you can cancel di by dt, right? So we will get the equation for L as now mu naught small n capital N into a, okay. This is the expression for self-inductance. Suppose if I multiply by mu r, okay, we will get this equation mu naught mu r n into capital N into a. Why you have to multiply by r? I mean mu r. So if it is in the free space, only mu naught can be considered, where mu r is equal to 1, okay. So if you are multiplying by mu r, that is nothing but something is inserted at the center of the solenoid. Something means what? Some material over which the solenoid is wound, okay. So that you can consider mu r is the relative permeability of the medium under the solenoid, okay. So medium relative permeability can be considered as now mu r in general, whatever may be the medium. So depending upon that medium, we can substitute the value of mu r. If it is the free space, then mu r is equal to 1, okay. So now the equation 7, we can assume the equation for self-inductance of the coil. So further we can just reduce the equation by substituting the value of small n or capital N, because we have the equation for small n, that is number of turns per unit length, is given by capital N by L, isn't it? So see, in the next step I am just substituting the small n. Small n is equal to what now? Capital N by L, okay. So what it reduces, the equation reduces to mu naught mu r, so n into n square, isn't it? So n square a divided by L, let it be equation 8, okay. In terms of only total number of turns it is. So L depends upon now total number of turns present in the coil, area of cross section, and total length of the coil also, okay. So equation 8 is another form. So further, if I substitute this capital N, okay, so how do you substitute capital N now? See, capital N is equal to, by cross multiplication, small n into L. So here, so mu naught mu r into small n, substitute now for n, capital N as small n into L, so that is into a. So you will get the equation now like mu naught mu r n into n, that is small n square into L into a, okay. So this is another equation. So I think equation number 9, right? So equations 8, equation 7, 8 and 9 are different forms of the equations for self-inductance of the solenoid. Equation 7, equation 8, equation 9 are the different forms of self-inductance. Equation for self-inductance here. Clear? Then the equation 7, equation 8 and equation 9 are the different forms of self-inductance. Okay. So I will see you in the next video.